don't know how many women, how many niggas' mothers told me, oh, you need to leave him, girl. He ain't shit. Leave him. You think you the only bitch? You ain't. He had another bitch over here the other day. In fact, he picked you up in his girlfriend car. Well, hello there, love bugs. Hello there, Bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and tip your favorite narrator via Cash App at $NAROB on YouTube. And if you are not already a part of this book club, please hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube. And for a small monthly fee of $5, you babies, yes, you can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, let's continue reading When Silence Screamed. The Girl Who Knew Too Much. Gloria Velez. For Thanksgiving, we spent it with Ern's father and his two brothers, Damien and Dern. At first, everything was calm, peaceful, almost enjoyable. It felt like a brief glimpse of normalcy, like things could be different. But the peace did not last long. Ern got a phone call, and the moment he started speaking, I could feel the tension rising. His voice was sharp, cutting through the air with anger. And as soon as the call ended, before I could even process what was happening, his hands were around my throat. He dragged me towards one of his father's rooms. I remember Ern's father yelling, begging him to stop, to let me go, but Ern was gone, lost in the dark place. Damien jumped in, pulling him back, and then Dern wrestled Ern to the floor, pinning him down, refusing to let him go until the rage subsided. It was terrifying, yet surreal. Once things settled, Damien took Ern for a drive to cool him down, leaving me with their father and Dern. I was shaken, my body still trembling, but Ern's father sat with me, his voice calm and steady. We had a conversation that night I will never forget. He opened up in a way I had not expected, confessing things I was not ready to hear. He spoke of his own regrets, how he had failed his children and their mother, how he had been consumed by his own anger and mistakes. And suddenly I understood Ern's pain, his violence. He had grown up watching his mother get beaten. Instead of breaking the cycle, he had become the very thing he once feared. And his father, he did not know how to save him. That realization hit me hard. I wanted to help Ern, to be there for him. But I was already drowning in my own fear, my own confusion. So maybe I'm going to call this the plight of the super saver hoe. Because it's always a bitch out here trying to save a nigga. I'm not saving no nigga. At one time I thought I did. Listen, it was a time where I thought I could love away anger, hurt, trauma, infidelity. Man, I thought I could love away the worst things in men. Okay? Or women. You can't love that shit away, because if it's not addressed when the person was a child, where they can get in front of it, it ain't going to be addressed. It's going to linger in them through their teenage years, because you wonder why some people are like how they are, and you can look back at them in their preteen years and they stabbing somebody in the butt with a pencil or smacking a girl in the face. Those are things that if you are a good parent, you recognize in your children and you try to get in front of. And a lot of times people be having autism, people be ADHD. Like I learned terms now, like it's called ADHD destructive. Baby, Google that shit. That shit is a real thing. You hear me? ADHD destructive is like when a person can't control their emotions. And sometimes you can put your children in therapy and it works. But sometimes them other hunchies need medicine. And I know you like, I don't want to put my child on medicine. You better put your child on medicine before somebody gets hurt. From what I'm reading, there's a legacy of abuse. You know, like, and I always say this, some people run to the traumas they've seen in their childhood because all we are is a summation of our experiences as children. That's all we are. You know, that's where we get our morals and rule book and guidelines and principles. We get those from the things we've learned as children. That's why they say the world is fucked up, because us Gen Xers were treated so harshly that we refuse to allow our children as a whole, not all, but for the most part, we refuse to let our children have the same responsibilities that we had. So the children that's walking around here now bumping into shit, it's supposed to be Gen X's fault. It's all Gen X's fault. The world is fucked up because of us. We were the start of it. You know, because we were treated so bad. We just don't want our kids to experience the trauma we experienced. Like having to fend for ourselves pretty much without guidance and be expected to do the right thing, even though there's no parental guidance. And if you didn't do the right thing, there was some ass to be kicked later. I understand why Aaron's father was talking to her, trying to explain some things. But if in the next paragraph, he don't tell Gloria, bitch, run, he's still part of the problem. Shit. He is the crux and the genesis of the problem. If it was me, I don't know how many women, how many niggas' mothers told me, oh, you need to leave him, girl. He ain't shit. Leave him. You think you the only bitch? You ain't. He had another bitch over here the other day. In fact, he picked you up in his girlfriend car. Christmas that year was worse. We did not spend it with his family, and the house felt unbearably lonely. Ern was distant, withdrawn into himself. No matter how close we were physically, it felt like he was a million miles away. He was unreachable, and I was lost, trapped in a world that felt like it was crumbling around me. The days dragged on, each one heavier than the last. I was suffocating in the silence, the isolation. Don't forget that silence is also a form of mental abuse. Then after New Year's, Ern suddenly changed. One morning, he woke up smiling, cheerful in a way I had not seen in months. I asked him what had happened, what had put him in such a good mood. I know you're pregnant, he said, his grin widening like he had just shared the best news in the world. I froze. My heart stopped and my stomach dropped. No way. You are joking, right? But he was not joking. He laughed, and with this eerie certainty, he kept repeating, I know you're pregnant. I was terrified, refusing to believe it. Yeah. First of all, I don't want to be pregnant with this fucking alien baby. I don't want this demon, this V baby growing inside of me. This man's so damn evil, he is a demon. I don't want this demon inside of me growing with claws and shit and a long tail and jagged teeth growing inside of me. Ern Hall's son, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to disrespect you, Ern Hall's son. You know, I know you a lovely human being and you turned out to be something different from your dad. In fact, from the Gloria Velez interview with DJ Vlad, he's a very gentle man. Very gentle. You know, almost so where he got taken advantage of. Okay? What I believe. I'm so sorry, y'all. The son tried to be a player and ended up with a prostitute. And he got a prostitute pregnant. Okay? And now Gloria Velez and the son are taking care of the prostitute baby. Didn't I tell you sometimes mother hoochies run to the trauma and then away from the trauma? Because a lot of children that be in that circle be the pimps and the bottom bitches love child. What? Love child. Never meant to be love child. Born in poverty. And I believe from what she said in the DJ Vlad interview, he fell in love with a hoe. I believe that's what he was obsessed with, or that's what he had a fetish with, because I'm telling you, some people run to the trauma. He just ran to the trauma in a way of falling in love with a hoe and getting the bitch pregnant. Now the bitch is gone. Now Gloria Velez, Earnhardt's son, and the baby living with Gloria Velez in a house. And Gloria Velez looked tired. Gloria Velez looked tired. You hear me? She looked super tired. Okay? She ain't looking like this no more. This could not be my life. But Ern just kept smiling, confident. Give it a few days, he said. You'll see. He was right. When the test came back positive, I collapsed into tears, shaking uncontrollably. Yes, because you don't want this demon growing inside of you, girl. Clawing at the inside of your body. Girl. Reflection. There is a kind of silence that is not peaceful. It is suffocating. The kind that screams louder than words ever could. And in that silence, I was bound, not by rope or locked doors, but by fear, by manipulation, by the quiet understanding that no one was coming to save me. I was still just a girl, 17, barely clinging to the remnants of who I used to be. But already I felt 1,000 years old, tired, heavy, worn down by secrets I never asked to carry. That night at Ern's father's house changed something in me. Watching his brothers hold him down, hearing his father plead with him. It was like watching generations of pain unfold before my eyes. And somehow I became part of that legacy. I'm sorry, I can't resonate with abuse. I just can't. Like I said, some people run to it, some people run from it. I'm telling you. I am a child survivor of domestic violence. I've seen far too much of it in my childhood, and I'm not dealing with that shit no more. Okay? I'm not. Never. I felt like I was drowning in denial those first 2 months of being pregnant. My body was wasting away. I could not eat, could not think clearly. My mind was scattered, trying to make sense of it all. And while I was losing myself, Ern was gaining a sense of control over me, a new kind of ownership. Let me tell you what's pissing me off about Gloria Velez. Gloria Velez is not letting us know what time of his career this is. Like, I don't know if he's with Guy, if he decided to do his solo career. Like, I don't know where he is with this. I don't know where he is in his career. If y'all can pinpoint it for me, because I'm not saying I condone the chaos. What I'm saying is that I can see the up and down. Okay? Let me tell you something. I ain't shit. Please don't find this nigga and tell him. I was messing with this NBA player, and because I knew he was at the end of his career, man, well, he was married anyway, but I kind of pulled back from him because I knew that it was getting ready to be a lot of confusion in his life. I did. I knew it was going to be like some mental torment that he was fitting to go through, because at the end of an athlete's career, they don't know what's next, right? So I backed away from him. I ain't shit, I know. But that's not my problem. He was an old married man. Now you fucking around with a married man. I mean, I was a friend. I was a buddy. I was his buddy. We didn't do the booty, but I was his buddy. And after the games, when he would talk, call me from the locker room, and he lost the game, I didn't want to talk because I ain't feel like dealing with all that emotion. Y'all know I don't deal with a lot of emotion. I don't deal with that. Let him call his wife. He's married. Do that. Call that bitch. Shit, she the one living in the house and driving around in the Rolls Royces and stuff. That's not my... I'm sorry. I would glance at him waiting for permission to continue and was forbidden from even smiling in a man's face. That's because you was his bottom bitch. Girl.